we have a segment here on Between Frames called the rewrite,
Okay.
and it doesn't have to specifically pertain to writing, but it's the idea is like what's something in your career that you would rewrite, or like what's a project that fell through, or a pivot you had to make in your career. Like, is there anything that stands out to you throughout your journey, of something you maybe would
Well,
rewrite?
I will say, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I have always been just like people come to me and say, "Hey, would you do this?" And I always just say yes. And so, consequently, I've kind of ping ponged around and done a ton of different things. I mean, we could be talking about writing books. I've written 4 books. I've produced feature films, short films. I've worked at cable channels for forever. I teach. There's so many different things, and mostly it's because somebody said yes. And I recently went back and produced my second full length feature because a friend of mine is like, "You should be making features again. Let's do this feature together." And I said yes. After years of saying no to people because I don't want to produce for free anymore. She ran me into producing for free. But I said yes. It was a great experience. And as a result of that, a friend of hers was like, "Could you produce my short film?" I'm like, "I'm done producing short films." But I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll produce your short film." So a lot of times I don't think it's negative to say yes. Sometimes it ping pongs you around in places you never thought you were going to be, but that's life. So, I could have been much more straightforward and been like, I'm only going to do features. And, after my first feature, I'm looking for another feature to produce and have 10 features under my belt. But instead, after the first feature, it was like, "Hey, do you want to produce a play?" And I was like, "Sure." "Do you want to produce a short film?" "Sure." I just tend to sit, things come my way and I say yes.
Like, for me, that definitely helped me, like, in the beginning of my journey. Like when I was a young videographer starting out, I said yes to everything because I just was hungry for experience, and I just loved doing it. I saw that I was good at it, and I just wanted to see where I could take it. So I would say yes to everything, say yes to music video, commercial, wedding, whatever it was.
And you don't
Uh,
consider that a mistake, right?
no, I mean it really, I achieved what I wanted, which was getting the experience. Like, it wasn't even about making money or getting paid. I just, you could give me some gas money and I would have showed up and, shot your project. And I did a ton of that in the beginning. And then, like, saying yes to everything, you're like, taking advantage of every opportunity and getting the networking out of it, getting the relationships and the resources, building all of that, building the experience, making a strong portfolio. It did get to a point where it started to not benefit me as much anymore, because then I wasn't focused. I was just saying yes and stretching myself thin to a lot of different things. So that I had to start having more of a balance and, um, you know, f- like seeing, not stretch myself thin, because I'm not trying to like do too much here. And, everyone's journey is different, like all the timing and stuff. So, like, where I'm at today, I'm super selective about what I say yes to, because I have very specific goals and plans for what I'm trying to do, and I'm already pretty busy, so it's like I say no to a lot of things just because I'm like, well, I don't need to do that. I don't need the experience, or it's not about the money, or whatever. So, like, just being selective, because I know where I'm at with my career, of what I should be focusing on. Because after all the experience and things I've been through, I've been able to get clarity on what it is I want to do, what it is I want to focus on. So it's like sometimes it's good to say yes a lot, and then sometimes you have to kind of like evolve that whole thing. But as a main idea overall, I think it's great for people to just say yes to a lot of things and just figure out what you like, figure out what opportunities come out of it, see who you meet, build your network, and just take that as far as you can.
What I was gonna say is that, but that's how I met you. It's because you were like, "I will shoot things," and it was such a lovely open door. And now here we are talking.
Yeah,
It's like, and we've done many things together because of that first time when you said, and you were open about this. "I'm happy to shoot anything for anybody," and it was great, and there was such a lovely attitude, and it pays off. So sometimes you don't know what those seeds are that you're planting by that, but you also have to protect yourself because you know working for free, so much of the industry, and especially no budget filmmaking, is asking people to work for free all the time. And there
yeah,
is a point where it's like, but I got to eat, you know?
yeah.
And also, you can put a lot of time to other people's work and then look around and be like, wait, they're driving the Porsche and they're in Hollywood and, in the mansion. And wait, what, why am I not there too? I helped help, So those people are the people who are very focused on what me, and they can be very successful that way. So sometimes you do have to draw boundaries, but I do think you never know where those seeds you planted could grow and what they could turn into.